I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, and this is the Pleasure Principles podcast. Join me on this journey where sex, science, and sensuality meet. Let's change the conversation around sex and pleasure together. Hello, superwomen, super people. I've missed you. Truthfully, I needed a break. It has been a very gray and cold winter here in Ontario. I've been going through some personal stuff, so practicing what I preach, I needed time off. And isn't it funny, the fears that come up, the fear of what if I stop? Work so hard to be in the top 2% of relationship podcasts globally. Also, thanks to you. If you have not, please review my podcast. Please help the fact that I took 2 weeks off. And I was worried about it because it's like, oh no, what's going to happen? Is the world going to stop? And I know you have those fears too. What if I stop? I hear this from superwomen all the time about work, about relationships, about all of the areas that we overfunction. So please, 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 it would make me so happy if you have not, if you took a moment to review the Pleasure Principles podcast. Would make my life, would help other women like you that need to hear this message find my show. And yeah, I would like to stick it to the man that does not feel like we are allowed to be cyclical and take time off without everything that we've worked for being taken away. Enough of my rant today. So I have also, and this is the thing, because if I'm go, 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 if I am in feminine burnout, my yin is like my creativity, my juices aren't flowing the way that they should be. What I'm creating isn't as good anyway. But I've been working, been marinating, been, about ready to launch something big for you, which I'm super excited about. It's just not quite ready yet. Gonna keep this one in the oven a little longer. Because again, I would rather have it be amazing than, we're supposed to launch it for Valentine's Day, but I just needed to fucking rest and enjoy. So practicing what I preach. Today, we're going to have a discussion that transcends bedroom walls and delves into the intricacies of intimacy, because we love to oversimplify. We love to check a box. We love to get it right in our overthinking, people-pleasing brains. So I want to talk about love languages and lingerie. I've witnessed firsthand how love languages, though insightful, can actually cause barriers to true intimacy. Hear it all the time. Well, he's an acts of service guy and I'm a words of affirmation girl. So we're just not connecting. And I've yet to meet a superwoman who is not a words of affirmation girl. And truthfully, if we are really honest with ourselves, don't we want all the things? Don't we want to give and receive love in all the ways that, yes, we have preferences, but anyways, let's keep going. So for high achieving, overgiving women in relationship, they are struggling. They feel unseen, unsupported, turned off from pleasure, joy, being able to relax, be present. This is in and out of the bedroom. Burnout, exhaustion, overwhelm. They're feeling numb. A lot of times they're even doing the things. They go to yoga, they get the Botox, they go on the vacations, but they don't feel like they can enjoy the beautiful life that they built to the fullest. They don't feel like they have a true partner equal to share it with. And this, whether it is a single superwoman or a superwoman in long-term partnership. I get a lot of single superwomen, women that are in the should I stay or should I go? or women that are like, I have a great teammate, got a really good teammate, but as far as the connection, passion, joy, that left the station a long time ago. So, what do the superwomen desire? They desire to kill it in business and feel cherished, adored, and properly fucked in their home life, to receive love, joy, money, orgasms, health, to learn the skill of being present with pleasure. Now, this is a problem that superwomen are entirely unaware they have, but they're always working on what's next, what's the next goal to cross off. And they can't, like, even if there's the biggest milestone ever, one of my private clients just sold her company, like can retire, doesn't need to work again. And she's like depressed. And this is what I say about if it all went away tomorrow, like what do we have? What do we have to make us happy? Who are we? What are our intimate desires? So it's work we need to all do. Superwomen also desire to communicate in a way that they feel seen, heard, supported. And we know when we have feminine burnout, the pleasure centers in our brain are turned off. We go from being receptive, flexible, fun, things like at the beginning of a relationship, to very controlling or way, way too over giving. Sometimes we oscillate between both. Then men feel inferior and rejected, and they focus on their own needs. And do not get me wrong here, I'm not blaming us. I'm not totally blaming us, because our men have their work to do too. But that is not what this specific episode is about. Love languages. People have different preferences for how they give and receive love. I like this. I like this idea in theory on the surface. So, great concept, over 15 million copies of Gary Chapman's book sold. But the more that this has been popularized, the longer that I work with super couples, how I see it play out in reality is actually a hindrance. So it's become part of our ethos. So reading to me is my love language. Praise kink is my love language. Like, you'll see lots of memes. And also, while those are true, it's a very gross oversimplification. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, 5 love languages: acts of service, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. And the point is highlighting how individuals express and interpret love differently. So if I'm a physical touch and quality time person, then I am going to feel loved when my partner is touching me and spending time with me. And that's how I would give love, because that's how I receive love. But he might like gifts or acts of service. So on its surface, this is a very good topic, but the problems that I see is, first, they oversimplify the complex nature of human connection. And I'm going to explain with an example in a minute. The second, and when I've actually read the book, because for a long time I was having people do the quiz as like an awareness piece for their relationship. But when you actually read the book, like, the author is a very conservative pastor, and it is a very gender rolled concept. So when I read it, I was actually more and more horrified, because it is promoting like abuse and gender roles in a lot of the examples given. And the issue, again, when we're applying a concept like love languages to superwomen, to our high achieving, overgiving, people pleasing women, we are already doing it all. We're already doing a lot of the roles and many of the things: earning the money, doing the invisible workload, managing the household tasks, even if it's managing the people that we hired to do the household things. Like it's still a lot of the work falls on our plate. So because it's very gender rolled in its conception, it doesn't work well because gender roles do not apply to superwomen relationships. And the third thing is I find that it has a lot more to do with what we are not getting in our relationship. So, you do the quiz and what the results are going to be is what you're not getting. So it's like, well, I need you to tell me that you love me more. So we're really we end up focusing on the lack and we end up focusing on what's missing. And again, while useful, but what we focus on, we create more of. So let's talk about this in an example. Valentine's Day just passed and we tend to see patterns of things. So like men will buy flowers. Women, if we're trying to like spice things up, will buy lingerie or maybe a toy, but we're sometimes scared to buy the toy if we don't know enough about it. So we're oversimplifying a complex process. Like let's take acts of service. So the energy behind it. And this came up on the feminine mentorship call. So if he takes out the trash, that act of service is for the family. It needs to get done. It feels different than when a man buys you 2 dozen roses for Valentine's Day or your favorite flower for Valentine's Day. Agreed? Like, you know what I mean? The act of service feels different. So we can't just, oh, well, I took out the trash, and you didn't have to ask me. So, that means I get a blowjob. And also, yeah, giving to get, gross, icky. A lot of us do that until we have not healed our deeper wounds. Again, another podcast. So the energy behind the act of service, sometimes it's even the fact that you were thought of. It's not the act of service itself. I'm going to give you an example because I feel like traditional Chinese medicine, in the energy of yin and yang and that interplay, that balance has a better job of explaining it. Yang, external, rising, protruding. Men, stereotypically, okay, and we have yin and yang both in everyone. So these are generalizations. Men are typically attracted to things, external things, boobs, butts. Yin, feminine, is attracted to more internal qualities, hidden within. What are his qualities in him? I'll fix him. Women, yin, is attracted to safety, things that endure. So water, yin-like quality, right? Water erodes rock. We've talked about this before. However, and you'll think like, you probably like to watch that skipping guy shirtless on Instagram too. Like that's our yang aspect. It's not to say that we aren't attracted to physical attributes, but yin tends to be more internal, yang tends to be more external. Women's magazines, what sells more? Cosmopolitan. Men, Playboy. So pictures of naked women, articles about how to please your man. Women like erotic novels, audio erotica. Shout out to Dipsy. I feel like I should have been an affiliate for them because for the last 10 years, I don't know how many or however many years they've been around, how many memberships I have sold. You will thank me later. Men like porn. And I hear the naysayers, the misogynists, women are attracted to the cars, to the wealth. I'll be very direct and honest with you. Yes, I am attracted to the wealth. And it means that he had the skills, the foresight, the work ethic, the ability to command that level of wealth, to have the car, the house, etc., which equals security, which equals being cared for. So yin, like we're back to the masculine, feminine dynamic. So I don't necessarily think that women are attracted to the wealth on its surface. And again, generalizations. And there are women out there that just want the appearance of the things. But I think it's truthfully what the wealth represents. And I feel attracted to that in men and in women. So I'm speaking in generalizations to get my point across. When we are growing up, women taught to play up their looks to attract the male gaze, the yang aspect, perfumes, we do our hair, nails, jewelry, lingerie. So in the beginning, we do it. It feels fun. It feels playful. It feels light because we are in our yin receptive phase in the beginning. And then when we get depleted, we go either controlling or overgiving. In a long-term relationship, it's not so simple. We can feel insecure. Maybe you have feminine burnout. You've gained a little weight that you haven't been able to take off. Maybe you feel very resentful for the amount that you've overgiven. And it's like, oh, fuck, one more thing I have to do to try and get what I want. And superwomen, we know that you've got your agent provocateur or your La Perla. You're looking good. But if we're doing something for our partner, or we're giving to get it, a lot of times it's not necessarily that we do it because it turns us on. And I'd also like to flip that on its head. Like, what, and we talk about this in Pleasure Principles, my foundational program, what would make you feel good? How do you feel sexiest? Is it in an old t-shirt? Is it in some new lingerie that fits well? I personally need to get some new stuff because after breastfeeding, what used to look amazing, not so much anymore. So if we were buying lingerie, not because it turned us on, but it was for our partner, or we're receiving a gift of lingerie from our partner, but we feel crusty because it's like, ew, this is for you. Like, you gave a gift to me, but it's really for you. Like, do you see the complexities and the intricacies? So it's way more intricate than, oh, well, he's physical touch and I'm quality time. That is a gross oversimplification that is actually going to hinder and keep you away from the connection and intimacy that you desire. Why the relationship advice that you are hearing does not work for high achieving women. Relationship dynamics where there's an overfunctioner and there's an underfunctioner requires a different tailored approach. And if you want to start figuring out what that is so you can feel cherished, receive more pleasure without giving up the success that you have built, feel supported. Yes, even if you are considering divorce, there are 2 ways to work with me. If you missed out on the feminine mentorship application, or you feel like you missed out, you've been regretting it, kicking yourself, like, oh, I thought I could do this myself, but I can't. There is still 1 spot left. I have 1 call next week, but there is 1 spot that is yet to be claimed. And even if it's full, fill out the application. Let's chat. There is a ton of ways that I can help you have what you desire, what your next level is. And the second way is if you are an Ontario resident and you are looking for support on the feminine burnout, the exhaustion, the overwhelm, the night sweats, the weight gain, and you want to see me as a naturopathic doctor, the link will be in the show notes. And for the rest of you, stay tuned because I have been working on something that you are not going to be able to wait for. All right. Love you all. See you next week. Have a great week, everybody. If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.